And then I wanted them to do something. I actually wanted them to sign up before we left that presentation to help implement these changes. So you may have, when you're doing your targets, you may have several under one of these categories. You may have, you want them to think this, but you have a lot of action items for them to do. So the next thing that you really need to do is decide how are you going to hit those targets and how are you going to measure them. So, for example, in the example that I just gave, I wanted them to think that what we were doing was old-fashioned. So I might use a data approach. If we keep doing things the same way, we're going to continue to get the same results. We're going to have the same numbers. So measuring how effective that was would be somewhat difficult because it's difficult to quantify, what a person thinks. But the book also talks about using some tools like separating out in breakout sessions or maybe a survey form, a show of hands. Sometimes that's not as effective, but you can use that. I wanted them to feel a sense of urgency, and so I might show, sad pictures or things that are going to happen if we don't make these changes. And feeling is obviously the hardest thing to measure. I wanted them, as you leave today, please sign up and let us know, what committee you're helping with, so at our next meeting we have plenty of food or whatever. So that's obviously the easiest thing to quantify. So once you've decided on your framework and your targets, how you're going to meet those targets and how you're going to measure them, it becomes pretty easy to get from a general purpose to an actual presentation objective. So, for example, of my presentation a few weeks ago, I needed them to change to modern thinking. So my actual presentation objective, though, was as a result of that discussion, this group will acknowledge that we're a little crusty and we need to change things, and then they're going to sign up and take action on one of those things, which is the more measurable item. Our general purpose today is to present to you Chapter 2, but our actual objective is, as a result of our